Oh. What?
Hi, Ryan.
Bro, do you think you know you know how the famed rap artist and producer Little John of the Southern crunk rap variety
What?
made himself famous yelling words like yeah and what and who and things like that?
We've got a few of them.
I think
Yeah.
see, like the yeah.
What?
Like you could probably
Oh.
see. I think there's something there where we
Dubai
take
Kid needs a rap career. Is what you're
Dubai
saying.
Kid,
Needs to bring crunk back.
or we make remixes of Lil Jon songs, but every time Lil Jon yells "what," we just go.
Well, we got the Whisper song covered too.
No, you
Let me whisper in your what. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's a collaboration. I don't know if it's a remix. I don't know if it's many remixes, bro.
It's probably not that. I think it's safe to say it's not many of anything.
It's probably none of anything I'm talking about, but I like where my head's at. I'm just saying. What's up, man?
Hi, I'm okay. How are you?
I'm okay, too.
I'm Spencer. That's Ryan. This is What If.
Hello.
We're going to talk about weird shit eventually.
Yeah, every day.
Sometimes it takes longer than others to get there.
And you know what?
It's fine.
It's fine.
Hmm?
We stopped apologizing for that.
Mhm.
Because,
I'm not sure we started.
I kind of did. And you were like, don't do that. And I was like, you right.
Don't apologize for nothing. Ryan, if I've taught you one thing, I've taught you that we don't owe these people shit. And we do what we want.
And we will not apologize to anybody. Yeah, we got the best review today. Have you seen our reviews in a while?
No.
If you
I
guys
stopped reading them.
If you guys
Sorry.
I didn't, because the good ones make me happy and the bad ones make me angry. So I like both sides of it.
You like being angry?
Oh, it fuels me, bruv.
Oh.
No, but if y'all want to leave us a review on whatever service it is that you listen to the show on, iTunes or whatever, it means a lot to us. It's helpful to the show. Every time we hit 100 round ones, we do a live episode on Facebook.
Are we close to that?
We are getting close. We're about 30-ish away, so we'll be planning our next one soon.
Go review us. 30 times. 31-star reviews, and we'll do a live show episode thing.
I mean, if you're going to do 30, you might as well make them 35-star reviews.
Give us 600 one-star reviews, and we'll do 4, 6, 5, 7.
Your math fell apart so quickly. You said the word 6 and then said the word 4, and it was divisible by the same number. No, but somebody
I'm sorry. Why you?
Perfect. Somebody left a review today, and they said, "Hey yo!" It gave us a 5-star review. They said, "Hey yo!"
That was it?
Nope.
Oh.
They said, "Hey yo! If you're new to the show, go find the episode where Spencer recalls the story of his student who thought he was an Ewok." And I was like,
You got to give him an episode number or something. We're at like
Nope.
160
"No,
something.
this person was absolutely doing our show a benefit by saying."
Go download every episode and hope it's in
Dive
there.
in, motherfucker. You go find it someday. You go laugh your ass off. But it was a very fantastic introduction to someone who's never seen the show before. They got to read that review and be like, "Yeah, wait, what? How did that? What?
Oh shit, that's my cousin.
Shit, that's my cousin." Yeah, you got to go find that story. And I'll be honest with you, if I
miss
could
that
help,
little guy.
if I could help people listening right now, I would. But I
have no clue.
not a single idea.
Maybe
of what
more than
that-
once. I don't even know what your odds are.
Yeah, telling the same
I've
story.
definitely retold stories on here.
Good God, if we haven't, we're savants.
And we certainly are not.
And we are not that. Aaron Friggin-teed.
Speaking of retelling stories,
Yes.
no fouls or technical fouls last night.
Hey. How do you feel about that?
I felt pretty good about it.
Did you?
Yeah, it's when we're winning, it's fine. I'm capable of letting more things go.
I have a clarifying question.
Yes.
When you said no fouls and no technical fouls, does that apply to you or the whole team?
Our whole team had no technical fouls. I mean, we had a couple like regular fouls.
Sure.
Common fouls. No. Shooting and common fouls, if you will.
Sure.
But no technicals.
Got it.
I personally had 0.
Just curious as to what your barometer was for
Right, right. I don't give a shit about my team. I'm just talking about myself.
Preach. Talk to them. Talk to the people. Fuck them. Fuck you, Matt. Just kidding, Matt. I love you.
We're calling him out by name
Just
now.
kidding, Matt. It's love, bro. Just because it's true. Because you're on that
one of my
team.
teammates' names.
That's what he said about you. I'd say it. Just kidding. I love you.
First we're talking shit about Arizona. Now we're coming for your head.
First it was the state. Then it was the man.
Next, it's all Matts. Fuck all y'all.
What if Matts were terrible? That's our next episode. Coming for all you Matts.
Matthew. What kind of name is that?
Just kidding. We love you guys. Hey, we love y'all. It's the What If Podcast.
What is what's Billie Eilish's full name?
Billiard eyelashes.
So I came up with billiard yesterday, but then I was like, is her name William? I was like, I said billiard as a joke. I love that we made the same just idiotic joke independently of one another.
Billiard eyelashes.
Now you're stopping the podcast to laugh at your own joke. Great job.
Sorry. I love it so much though.
But is her full name William?
William eyelashes?
Well, her last name is not in question here. I don't know why you're trying to change that part.
Eyelashes?
That's not her name.
I'm saying eyelash is a shortened version of eyelashes. Billiard's eyelashes is is the long form of Billie Eilish.
People don't generally shorten their last name though.
Don't care.
I'm gonna start calling you Ryan Kopp from now on. Then no one shortens their last name, is what I'm saying.
Do you really think I didn't have the nickname of Cop or Copy
well,
or Cops?
just look
or
at
Copper?
you. That had nothing to do with your name.
What do you mean? Bro, just because you grew up with a fucking last name of Worth Davis that is unshortenable in every way, shape, and form.
My parents were clearly hippies. I'm not a cop.
I'm also not, but it's in my name somewhere.
Shall we?
Did you watch the Grammys?
Oh, sorry. I brought up basketball for a reason.
Oh, I thought you brought up Billie Eilish for a reason, but that was just for sure for not a reason.
That was unrelated.
Okay.
For basketball, we've had this idea. I don't know if we've said it on this show or not before, but we've kicked it around of doing a Patreon episode or possibly a normal episode or both. Who knows? Of you announcing, like doing play-by-play for one of my rec league games.
Patreon.com/whatifpodcast.
Well, it's not there.
It's
yet.
going to be though. We're priming the pump.
I want to pitch a color commentary or commenter.
Just blow by it.
Color commenter.
Pretend you didn't even think about using that word.
Is that right? That might be right.
A color commentator?
Is that correct?
Well, that would be an individual. It depends on what you're about to say next.
A common potato to pitch to you for this. Come on, dude. It's not. Stay with me.
I've got a common potato for the group. Well, we got to go, everybody. That's it.
Commentator.
We're done here.
Lydia would like to be your color commentaryist.
Oh, because
she has no idea how basketball works.
Yeah. Okay. So 2 things. One, you were correct the original time. Commentator would have been the correct noun to use in that situation. Common potato. We're done now. It's been a great run, everyone. Second, while that I do believe would be very fun for Lydia, I believe would be significantly more difficult for me to keep anything on any sense of the rails.
No. So it's like when Bill Walton is doing color on a game, you just have to go super straight.
Okay, so I have to. Okay,
you've got to be the like Kevin Harlan, right?
Yeah, Harlan usually does play-by-play.
Who's like an even? He gets off the rails sometimes too. Who's like the most?
Well, his descriptions get off the rails, but he is perpetually doing.
You got to be Pat Summerall.
That's a high bar.
But just play it super straight, and no matter what wild shit John Madden, a.k.a. Lydia Liza, says, you just got to keep calling the game.
Wow. Okay.
What do you think?
I mean, I'm down whenever, as long as you don't play your games in like that very far away city instead of that much more accessible
city.
Tomorrow. Oh, Christ. I knew this was a setup.
No,
always a setup.
No, I'm saying tomorrow is not a good one because it's at 9:45.
Not on your life.
Like 20 minutes away, so not that one.
Not happening.
But on Monday nights, we play like less than a mile from your house.
Well, that sounds like a time I'd be willing to show up and talk shit with Lydia about your basketball team.
Okay, great. Perfect.
Bro, the thing that I'm going to have a hard time with is while being accurate, I'm also going to have a hard time not roasting the homies.
That's fine.
I'm going to be like, and Adam absolutely misses the entire hoop. Not a single square inch of glass was touched by that awful shot. I hope he sits down. And I'm gonna have to do that because
it's gonna be more fun if you come to a Monday night game too, because you will know fewer of the people on that team.
So I'll be roasting strangers instead. Perfect. Is it also a league I have less experience with?
I don't know.
Can I call that guy Mitt Romney to his face again?
Oh, neither one of them are a league that you've played in.
Okay, cool.
So that should be equal.
Because there was a time that I roasted a guy for an entire game by calling
Mittens is not in this league.
different versions of Mitt Romney for all of a consecutive hour.
No.
It turns out he didn't like that.
This is the league where we once played against the 7-foot tall guy wearing a Trump/Jesus t-shirt instead of a jersey, who managed to be 7 feet tall and score 0 points in a rec game. I'm not exaggerating. He was literally 7 feet tall.
In literally, I'm going to say literally and mean it. In literally every rec league in the country, if you are 7 feet tall and you have less than 10 points a game, you are a child.
This is the same league.
You are
for reference, this is the same league. I'm 5'10" and have never played competitive basketball. I scored 45 in a game in this league once. This man is 7 feet tall.
You were also high in stroking threes. Just saying, you had.
Is that?
I'm saying you had.
Is that illegal or something?
I'm
fucking
saying you
cop. You are a cop. I knew it.
No, I'm saying you had some competitive advancements. That's all.
Well, yeah. So did he by being a foot and a half taller than me.
Giant motherfucker. Oh man.
Also, there's no way weed helps you with sports.
Literally zero.
Quite literally zero.
How did you not accidentally bounce a missed shot off your head back into the
Jose
fucking hoop?
Canseco that bitch to the
like,
hoop.
what the fuck? Seriously.
I don't know, man.
That's outrageous. I want to beat him up for just knowing that about him. If I see him, I'm going to hit him. Is he in that league? I'm going to hit him.
Yeah, we haven't played him yet, so we might be playing him on Monday.
Hey, bro, good game. Whoop-ah! Yes. That's for that one time. That's what I'm going to hit him with. Damn.
Oh.
I'm not sorry. I'm not sorry.
Do you have any notes today? Or are we just
well,
we freeforming it?
I've got to say I'm relying on you more than normal.
Good. Since you said the other day, let's do this topic.
I've got notes, but not many.
Hey, you should do this topic.
Hey, bro, we should do this, but also what you got?
All right. Let me find my notes.
I got mine too. I'll pull them out.
My Google Drive is at the point where there are too many unorganized things for it to even load all of them.
God, it's so brutal.
Oh, dude. I'm also at a point where it would take me like a whole day to actually do it. Organize everything.
That is also the problem with mine, where like we've done so many episodes of this show and I've done so many research docs and business docs and shit. And I use Google Drive on my personal account for so many other things that are relevant to my personal life and like creative life and shit. And I'll go in and look for something and I'll look for like a specific word and like the Google Drive search will turn back like, did you mean this weird episode or this weird episode or this weird episode? I'm like, no, I'm looking for a bank document or like some fucking real life shit. And it never comes up.
All right. So we're talking about backmasking.
Sounds so weird and yet
which
so awesome.
Is the practice of in music, reversing, including usually speech, vocals that only have meaning or have a different meaning when played backwards.
Yeah, buddy.
So some of the classic examples being...
Hey, you still got that the devil sounder on the board?
Yeah, probably.
The devil. Because that's what everybody thought this shit was for a while.
Yeah, that was a little bit later.
Sorry, carry on.
One of the classic examples is the Beatles' Revolution number 9. When the dude is just saying number 9 over and over again. If you reverse it, it sounds like "Turn Me On, Dead Man." If anyone's ever,
Gross.
yeah, you like what you like.
Oh God. Oh good. Oh good.
That spawned the whole Paul McCartney died and was replaced thing. I think that was the origin of that.
Sure.
But then, there was all the examples of like metal and hard rock, including things about Satan that could only be heard when played backwards.
So much Satan.
Some of which are purely coincidental, and others are, I think, people including stuff on purpose because of in reaction to people freaking out about devil worshiping.
I was going to say
music.
because it's fun to fuck with people.
Yeah,
particularly people who are, I don't know, perturbed by these types of things.
So one of the first examples is also from a Beatles song called "Rain," and
you don't like the Beatles, do you?
The Beatles are fine.
Okay, I thought you talked some shit about the Beatles in the past.
I don't think so.
I don't remember. I thought you were cold on them.
No, I love the Beatles when I was younger. I don't find myself going back to their music much anymore.
Sure,
but the Beatles are good.
Okay, all right.
So that one is obviously sung forwards.
Yes.
And then reversed and laid into the track. So in the normal track, the vocals are backwards. Everything else is forwards.
Yes.
So it sounds like gibberish played normally. You reverse it, you can hear him sing, "When the rain comes, they run and hide their heads."
Right.
That was, I don't know, early 60s? I forget which album that was off of. 66. So that must have been Revolver, right? I think that was the 66 Beatles album.
Hang on.
And then
I had it here, but no, I don't have it.
Okay. There's also the is Prince's music?
Yeah, August of 66.
Yeah. Was it Revolver though? Was I right?
Yep.
Sick.
Friggin' nailed it.
Told you I love the Beatles.
True. True.
There is this Prince example as well.
From Darling Nikki.
Yeah. That's much more exposed.
Rest in power, Prince. Do you have that one forward or no?
Yeah. I gotta see where. I don't remember where in this. That's at the very end, right? Yeah. So this is the album version.
Being played forward in that moment.
Right. But in that case, all they did was like take the vocal arrangement and reverse it.
Yeah.
And put it at the end of the song.
Yeah.
Nothing too like tricky or mysterious or
nefarious.
They didn't try very hard to obscure it, I guess.
Well, and part of the exposition of that one, you said like particularly exposed, but that one is like there isn't even instrumentation or percussion to interfere with the vocals. So like a lot of these cases of these types of reversals are sometimes embedded or they're layered underneath something. So you have to kind of like separate or.
Yeah. I mean, it's not very often that in general in popular music that you would have just an exposed vocal at all.
Right.
Much less a reversed one.
Right. Totally.
So I think one of the most interesting examples of this that's like, so these are obviously intentional. They're like recording a vocal, reversing it, and either layering it into the song or just like playing it reversed.
Totally.
It gets a little more interesting when you get into stuff that maybe is intentional and maybe is not. Or things that can sound like one word or phrase or line forward and a different one when played backwards.
It's like, well, yeah, go ahead.
So I think to me, the most interesting example of this is Zeppelin's Stairway to Heaven.
I haven't actually heard this one.
Okay.
And really quickly while you're pulling it up, I just want to give a quick shout out to Matilda for inspiring this episode.
Yeah, along with a bunch of other great suggestions that we'll probably get to eventually.
If you want to send us suggestions for the show that might turn into episodes like this one did from Matilda, you can send us an email at hi@whatifpodcast.com. Or if you want to leave us a voicemail and talk about your idea or just bullshit and crack jokes, you can also leave us a voicemail at 612-246-4614. But shout out to Matilda and thank you for this great episode idea that turned into this week's episode. Here we bees.
So there's this article I found from 2006 that was originally on Triplo.com.
Okay.
I don't know what that is.
I don't know either.
And there's not an author credited.
Sure.
So I would give credit, but I don't know who to give it to.
Yep.
And there's this rundown of Stairway to Heaven and why it's one of the more interesting examples of this.
Yeah.
They start with like a little farther than I'm willing to maybe go, but I'll put it out there just for context.
Sure.
So Zeppelin, if you somehow don't know Led Zeppelin, was very popular in the 70s.
Which I really don't. Like, I know that they're super popular, and I know that Stairway to Heaven is, like, probably their most popular song. But I couldn't name albums or songs, or, like, if they came
they mostly
on,
just numbered the albums.
Did they?
Mm-hmm.
Or if they, like, came on at a party or some shit, like, I would not be able to identify Led Zeppelin, which I know is sacrilegious to a lot of people. But
you would recognize a bunch of their music, though.
Do you think so?
Yeah.
Okay.
Let me try.
All right.
While we're just
one of the benefits of not having advertisers on this episode, we can just play clips of Led Zeppelin songs and not get in trouble.
I mean, I don't know what that has to do with advertisers.
Because we're not monetizing the fact that we're playing small clips of music. Hey, be cool. Okay, guys, just
whatever.
Be cool.
We're talking. It's editorial or something.
It is editorial. We're reacting to these things.
You know the song?
It sounds like it's from a movie. It sounds like a. Oh yeah, I've heard this before.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
I actually think I know that because I think it is actually used in a movie.
I'm sure it's been licensed a million times.
Yeah. But
no,
it's kind of a crusher though.
Yeah, though their stuff bangs.
It sounds dope. I've never heard this before. It sounds cool.
You know this one? John Bonham is like maybe the best rock drummer of all time, so it's worth listening to just for that.
It's like almost like kind of country-ish or like bluesy.
Jimmy Page is like maybe the best rock guitarist of all time.
But it feels bluesy, right? Or like
it's like blues rock.
Blues rock?
Yeah. They mostly ripped off a bunch of blues riffs, but
I like it. It's cool. Oh, this sounds familiar now.
Yeah. You would know a bunch of their shit. You definitely know this one. Just imagine Puffy over it.
Yeah, I was going to say, I know this kid's been sampled in a shitload of rock shit. Or, I mean, rap shit.
Yeah.
Okay.
Anyway.
Yeah, no, totally. But it's like, it is one of those bands that's just outside of my purview because, like, my parents, like, I think I might have said this on the show before, but, like, my dad grew up listening to a lot of, like,
Police Scanners?
No Police Scanners. My dad grew up listening to a lot of R&B shit. So, like, I grew up listening to a lot of, like, Whitney and Mariah and Janet and the Jackson 5 and fucking Boyz II Men and a lot of that shit. And my mom was a lot of like James Taylor and like Dewey Brothers and whatever. So like 80s rock just like never really made it into my like 70s, 80s, 90s rock even like didn't really make it into my world. And then all my like homies and cousins and shit listened to a lot of hip hop. So I never really like Chris and Micah, like all those cats were introducing me to like the Fugees and the Beastie Boys and shit like that. So I missed this very significant. You missed
the early 70s?
I missed
you were born a decade and a half later.
For sure. Like I feel like I missed fucking 70s rock, 80s rock. And I know that was like.
You got a good time waiting for you if you ever want to go back.
I know. I mean, like my fucking wifey the other day was telling me about, like she was like the Grateful Dead. Like she's like, I think you'd actually would like a lot of the Grateful Dead.
Don't start there.
But I'm just saying, like, I was like,
Start with like people who can play instruments well.
I'm just saying the Grateful Dead is like an immensely popular band that I literally don't know anything about.
Yeah.
You know, it's like one of those where it's like, yeah, like I know they're a thing and I see their t-shirts and shit, but I couldn't tell you shit about Grateful Dead.
They're popular. Well, this may be a hot take. They're popular more for like cultural reasons than musical ones. So
Sure.
if you were just to go back and listen to their music, I don't know how much you'd get out of it.
I guess I just mean more so like I know that I missed a significant amount of cultural touchstones in this specific genre, including like what you just played.
Yeah. Start with like Hendrix and Zeppelin and
Fair.
yeah.
All right.
Anyway, so they were hugely popular in the 70s and kind of like this author says weirdly so in terms of like
Zeppelin specifically?
Yeah, like not a band that you would have expected to be as big as they ended up being. Like they didn't
That's
really make
interesting.
pop music. They were playing like blues rock stuff.
Sure.
Sort of like the vocals are not super traditional or like accessible.
Yeah.
Their biggest song is 8 minutes long, but
Stairway to Heaven, right?
got tons of radio play. A lot of their lyrics are just like talking about Lord of the Rings.
Wait, literally?
Yeah.
That's so tight.
They were like,
God, get famous doing what you love, man. That's so awesome.
yeah. So I think they're trying to set up the like, maybe they had a deal with the devil angle.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
which,
yeah.
Whatever. But it is weird that Zeppelin ended up being as huge as they were, but also it was the 70s and music was totally different.
Yeah.
And people experienced it totally differently.
Yeah.
And there were plenty of other like Rush should have never been famous and, you know, like many other equally, if not more weird bands that were still super famous and had very long careers.
But here we are.
Yeah.
Here we are.
Prog rock was like an actual thing that people listened to in pop culture for a while.
I don't even know like who falls under that umbrella.
I
who are you talking about?
guess I was talking about Rush. It was sort of
Rush is prog rock.
yeah.
Would you call like a Perfect Circle prog rock?
I don't know their music.
Okay.
I guess I just mean the like long songs with non-traditional formats and
Sure,
like big
okay.
instrumental sections.
Yes.
And
That would also be a Perfect Circle,
yeah, okay.
but in a different era. I
Tool
guess.
sort of maybe
yeah,
would
Tool,
be in that
Perfect
vein.
Circle. Yeah.
Like Tool is another band that like Tool shouldn't be a famous band,
But here they are
yeah.
being extremely rich.
putting out an album every 20 years. Anyway, so they're looking at specifically Stairway to Heaven and point to 7 examples within about a minute of this song that when reversed maybe reference the devil.
Let's go.
Okay. So here's the first one. The lyric is, "Your stairway lies on the whispering wind."
And this is from Stairway to Heaven.
Correct. So here, that's going to keep playing other stuff from my iTunes. Let me play that one more time for you. This is reversed, obviously.
Yep.
Okay.
What? Wait, what is that supposed
So
to say?
the forward lyric is, "Your stairway lies on the whispering wind."
Okay.
Okay. One more time, reversed.
I don't have it. Do you have it?
Well,
I mean, I know you've read it, but like,
Yeah.
can you get it out of that?
yeah. So what they're saying in reverse, the author of this article is saying it sounds like, "Because I live with Satan." So here it is one more time.
Sweet.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's how this kind of shit always works.
Preach.
It's the we might as well be talking about EVPs right now.
Hey-o!
But
Pew.
we'll do it this way to see if you can get any of them. Next one is the lyric forwards is, "The piper's calling you." Okay.
We're staying within the Led Zeppelin realm.
This is still Stairway, a 1 minute stretch of Stairway to Heaven.
Oh, many.
So here it is reversed. One more time. Getting anything?
One more time.
Here you go.
I mean, like, kinda, but not. Like, I can't.
Any word or anything?
Not even.
Okay. The author is suggesting that he says, "The Lord turns me off," which would be a hilarious line.
Wow.
Here it is one more time. Right. I mean, sorta, kinda.
Like, I can, with that context, I can
Yep.
hear it. It's like the whole Yanni Laurel fucking thing. Do you remember that shit?
Yeah.
Like, if you are influenced by knowing what is supposed to be said, you can create it in your head as you hear it.
Right. Power of suggestion. Here's another example.
It's more Satan in there.
The last word is supposedly Satan.
Yep.
Here it is one
I
more
heard
time.
that one. Something my Satan.
Yeah. Yeah. You got two
One
words
more
this time.
Let me see.
It's only 3 words. You got 2 out of the 3. What's in between my and Satan?
As I need it one more time. My sweet Satan.
Yeah.
Nailed it.
There we got one.
I'm being subliminally influenced. Let's go.
I'm in danger.
I'm in.
Uh,
Oh shit, we need that on the board so bad. I'm in danger. Oh fuck. Sign me up.
yeah, we'll do one more. Some
God,
of these
that's
are
good.
Some of these are pretty ridiculous, but we'll stick to the Satan ones.
Sure.
Oops.
Sure.
Maybe. Oops.
Oh.
That's my music. Sorry. One more time.
I mean, I guess that could be an I believe in Satan, but
Let me.
it's,
This author says, "I gotta live for Satan."
these are aggressive.
I believe in Satan is would have been better,
Sounds closer to that, doesn't it?
and that's a better line anyway.
yeah.
I gotta live for Satan.
I don't know.
All right, one more. Did you get the last word?
It's still Satan.
Sure.
We're talking
is.
about the devil still. Yeah.
There is power.
Satan.
There is power in Satan.
Sick.
One more time.
Cool.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Right.
I'm hearing the Satan, but
So I mostly agree that like these probably don't mean anything, and they're probably unintentional. And I bet if you did this to other songs, you could
You'd get
suggest
many more
all
of
kinds
them.
of other things that you could hear. What this got me thinking about though is, could you do this intentionally, phonetically, to make phrases that sound or mean differently forwards and backwards?
which you for sure can.
Yeah. Which is way more interesting to me, and we'll get there.
Yep.
First, I want to play some other hilarious examples, and one more specific Satan example.
Is it phonemes that we're going to get into? Is that what it is? Phonemes? Is that how you pronounce it? Phoneme? Phoneme?
I don't know what that is.
Oh,
I'm assuming it's related to phonetics, though.
It is related to what we're going to talk about later.
I want to play you 2 more Satan examples, not from Led Zeppelin first, though.
Okay, and then I'm going to tell you a really funny story about it,
Okay.
and then we'll take it further.
So here's a section of Pokemon rap.
What is that from?
I'm not a Pokemon expert. We would need What If correspondent Lydia Liza to settle this for us. I don't know if this is like.
Whoa, is that like from the Pokemon theme song?
Well,
Pokemon
I
rap?
think so. It sounds like it here.
Yeah,
Here's
the
a
original.
little-
There's like a song that's originally like the Pokemon rap.
Okay, well maybe it's that then. I don't know. Okay, gotta catch them all. Gotta catch them all. Yeah.
Yeah,
Right.
but he's down here.
First of all, fucking terrifying backwards.
Yeah, it's fucking super aggressive. It sounds like a. I'm horrified. I have to go now. That's it.
It's really
That's
rough.
the chanting fucking demon spawn receiving
right? It
you
sounds,
into hell.
Sounds horrific.
I don't like it.
Any guess what they're talking about?
Well, I'm gonna ask you to do it one more time, and I don't want it, but I have to. Something hail Satan or all Satan or
Love
y'all.
Satan, love Satan.
Oh, see,
Turn up for Satan.
that can't be true.
That the creators of the Pokemon rap love Satan?
Well,
could.
I mean, it could
There's
be
a non-zero
but
chance that they
that are
love
they're
Satan.
big Satan fans, but that just seems so far gone.
All right, one more.
All right.
This is Weird Al. Catch that?
That was it?
Mm-hmm.
That's too quiet.
One more time.
Nope. Nothing.
All right, here it is reversed.
Satan is Cheese Whiz?
Satan eats Cheese Whiz.
Okay. I'm going to say two things. One, that is the funniest. And two, the most audibly correct version of anything I've heard so far.
Well, that's because they did it. It's like the other ones. They did it forwards and then layered into the song backwards.
Okay. So that's
Also, this song is called Nature Trail to Hell. So it's obviously
fantastic.
a bit. And it's Weird Al.
But that's the hard part about this whole conversation with music is it, like, particularly with some of the older Beatles stuff, and we don't need to play the additional Beatles stuff, but like with some of the Beatles stuff, they are and have been renowned as artists who use this as a technique to just put layers into songs because it sounded audibly interesting.
Yeah.
As
It was much more novel when you had to reverse a tape machine, too.
yeah, and it creates
Now it's super easy, obviously, to reverse it digitally.
right, and it creates an audio effect that's, unique. And I think like
They were very into tape loops and shit early on, too.
for sure. And I think too, in that time period, it was more of like you talk about Easter eggs in movies.
Yeah.
It's like they were more Easter eggs when you had vinyl and tapes because the actual mechanisms that were playing those things were capable of discovering those natively to the way that they played things forward and backwards.
Yeah,
Whereas,
to catch any of the stuff in the 60s and 70s, you would have had to like manually spin a record backwards.
Which, if you're looking for the start of a song or you want to rewind it for your friends to get back to a place or whatever, would be a relatively commonplace behavior you would do with a record and could force you to hear something in like a, wait, what was that?
Yeah.
Whereas, like, if you're rewinding a CD or you're rewinding...
Rewinding a CD, huh?
What do you mean?
How does one rewind a CD?
Did you not have a boombox with a rewind function on it for a CD where it would go beep, 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 boop, boop, and it would go back 30 seconds and then you hit play?
Oh, I see. You didn't hear that though, right?
Well, it would just do that. What I said, it would be like blip, blop, blop, blip, blip, blop,
Oh, I don't remember that.
and then it would hit, and then it would go back. But it was just like, it was like micro blips.
it played.
Of,
There was playback during that. I wonder how that worked.
I
don't
remember micro.
Huh.
I remember like micro blips of audio coming through when you hit like in my car. I mean, maybe it was just like my car CD player when I was in high school, but it would catch. I feel like it would catch the like quarter of a second. Like it was almost like the CD player was rewinding every 3 seconds. And when it went back 3 seconds, it would play a third of a second and then rewind 3 seconds and play a third of a second and do that over and over again until you got to like wherever you wanted to go. But I mean, more so, generally speaking, like you didn't have a audio mechanism that could create sound in like a smooth or relatively smooth reverse pattern if you had something like a CD player or digital media like we have today where like no one's listening to their Spotify tracks in reverse,
No, there was an era though, like shortly after or like while CDs were popular, that digital audio was a huge thing, both commercially and
Sure.
I mean, anyone now who works at all with audio or video or anything. Like everyone on their computer has the ability to reverse audio if they wanted to.
Totally.
And there was a while where the playback mechanism for listening to that audio was more akin to that type of software as opposed to now, like we just stream stuff and
yeah. Well, and I guess that's what I mean though, is like there was a period of time where I feel like this was in vogue because it was a thing that you knew you could put in there and would be accessible to people. Whereas like if you hear some reverse ass lyrics on like a new fucking record, like you're probably not like, what are you gonna do on Spotify? You're not gonna, you know, like, right. I mean, somebody will, but you know what I mean? Like it doesn't have the same weight that it maybe had back in the day, or the same like discoverability that it had back in the day.
Well, it's also not new, you know? Yeah, totally. It's not gonna, if you're doing it in 1966, it's novel.
Yes.
50 odd years later, it's not novel.
Right. And I think back then it was novel because it was hard to do. Well, not hard to do, but like uncommon to do. Harder to accomplish putting it in, and easy to discover running it back.
Yeah.
Now it's super easy to do, to put it into anything, and it's super difficult to discover running it back.
Right.
So it's no longer in vogue. But you're right. There was this period of time where people, I think, and this is what I think complicates this whole interesting phenomenon, is like people intentionally worked it into songs like Weird Al and the Beatles and Prince and whatever. But then when it kind of came into vogue, it was like there was this trend of people who were like, well, I'm going to fucking rewind every single vinyl I have.
And see if I can find something.
And look for something that sounds like something. And like what we have.
Iron Maiden is telling my kids to kill themselves.
Right, exactly. Yeah. And now we have digitized version of it that are probably not as clean. And you're talking about with record players, you know, if you were pulling it in reverse by hand, you can adjust the speed, which is going to, you know, it's going to impact how it sounds and how it comes back to you.
Yeah.
But yeah, anyway, I guess I find that to be like a fascinating part of this whole concept, is it feels very temporally bound in a very specific way.
Yeah.
But there are very interesting, like unique instances of it in those temporal bounds.
Well, and it's media specific too. And like,
yeah.
Some of that media has stuck around more than others.
Totally.
Like,
or is even being revived more than others, right? Like, you know, with vinyl these days, like not that many people are recording to tape anymore in a studio. No, yeah, totally.
Very few studios have a tape machine.
Right.
I don't know. Do you want to get to the phonetic stuff?
Yeah, the one thing I wanted to say really quickly about the Led Zeppelin stuff. Did you know that there was a bill that got introduced in California in the early 80s that Governor Bill Clinton had to veto / defeat?
Bill Clinton, governor of California?
Yes.
Is that a thing?
That's a thing. Is that true?
I don't think so.
Well, it's in this fucking article, and I don't know why that's not true. Is it a different Bill Clinton?
Maybe it's Billiard Clinton.
Is it Billiard Clinton? Could be Billiard Clinton.
I don't believe he was ever governor of California.
Well, I don't think so either, but it got me confused because it says Governor Bill Clinton.
Who says?
Wikipedia.
It seems like that would be an easy thing to verify. Yeah.
Well, let's just do it really quick. God, everyone is yelling at us so bad. Everyone is like, "Are you motherfuckers serious?"
Don't rope me into this. I don't think
did
he
it.
was.
I said it.
I don't think he was governor of California.
Governor of Arkansas? Maybe it happened in Arkansas. Is that what?
He definitely was that.
You know what? That's what happened. We got some things. Look,
I'm sorry.
We got our fucking signals crossed here a little bit, guys, and I need everyone to just relax for like 1 second. Yeah, you all okay? So
anyway, what happened in Arkansas?
They introduced legislation that wow. I feel like I want to delete everything we just said so bad because I'm so dumb with the way that I interpreted the way the sentence was worded. I'm not even going to read it. I'm just going to fucking...
What?
No, now you have to.
No.
Come on.
No, it's because I can't even really read it. The previous sentence... The previous sentences reference California, and then it changes over to Arkansas, and I miss that portion of things. and I saw Governor Bill Clinton, and I'm just going to go home. Anyway, long story short, there was a bill in 1983 in California.
Yep, Clinton.
Not Clinton. That was literally introduced to try to stop or identify the practice of backmasking in music that was being produced in the state of California.
Wait, so what does this have none of this has anything to do with Bill Clinton now? I'm so lost.
There's legislation in 2 different states in the 80s.
Got it.
Arkansas
and California simultaneously.
Both around the same time period introduced this legislation because of how in vogue the practice of backmasking had become in popular music. The 1983 California bill wanted to prevent backmasking that, quote, can manipulate our behavior without our knowledge or consent and turn us into disciples of the Antichrist. That is a real thing. Lit.
Yeah, motherfucker.
Yeah, bro. That's real language that was written into a real fucking...
I wish we could.
Wouldn't that be crazy, bro? But that was a real fucking... that was a real thing that they tried to fucking...
That didn't get passed, I'm assuming.
Wait. There was... Okay, so let me... there was a discussion of the bill that happened in the California State Assembly Consumer Protection and Toxic Materials Committee. And in that committee, they actually played that Stairway to Heaven stuff that you were playing for me.
Okay. And they said this material is toxic?
It says the successful bill made the distribution of records with undeclared backmasking an invasion of privacy for which the distributor could be sued.
How would you ever determine if it were intentional or not, though? I don't think any of that Led Zeppelin shit was intentional.
I definitely agree with you. I do not know, but I think that's like potentially part of it.
That's goofy.
Subliminal. This is from the citation here is from Subliminal Messages Between the Devil and the Media, written by John Vokey from November of 1985. But anyway, there was relatively similar legislation that happened in Arkansas, which is where Bill Clinton comes in. That article did not pass in Arkansas to mandate a label that said something to the effect of, warning, this record contains backward masking, which may be perceptible at a subliminal level when the record is played forward.
You may worship the devil by the time you're done with this record.
Watch out, motherfuckers. If you like it, it's gonna...
Satan's got your soul.
It's gonna get you.
Who are you?
The thing that's crazy, the thing that's crazy about, and we could get into the stuff you're about to get into, but the thing that's crazy about this stuff to me is like, I find it like it's a fun Easter egg, but the argument that this stuff can impact anyone at a subliminal level.
Is there an argument to be made for subliminal messaging being effective in any context?
Subliminals across the board?
Yeah.
Shit, that sounds like a whole nother episode, but probably there has to be some... It seems like it's such a common trope that there has to be some validity to subliminal messaging.
It doesn't have to be. I mean, I agree with you. It is common.
It also, I think...
Doesn't mean it works.
I think it also, like, would significantly depend on your definition of subliminal messaging. Like,
sure.
Do boys who see enough Cosmo magazine covers in the aisle at Walgreens checking out perceive women differently because they've seen that image portrayed so many times? Maybe that's not a good example, but do you know what I'm trying to say? Like, is there like a repetition and a pervasiveness that can be considered subliminal?
That's not subliminal, though.
I guess not, because yeah, you're right. But you're
aware that it's there and you're taking it in.
I guess you're aware that it's there, but I was thinking more of like, it's not designed for you and it's just outside of your peripheral, but it's enough to impact your conscious while being aside from your peripheral. Or I mean, aside from in your peripheral, aside from your focus.
I think the idea with subliminal, though, messaging is that you're not aware that you're taking it in, even if you are
consciously
taking it in. That makes sense.
Any sensory stimuli below an individual's threshold for conscious perception.
Subliminal, if you will. It's right there in the name, G dang it.
You almost would think an English major might be able to figure that one out.
Don't worry, the art major did. Got you.
Yep. Cat horn. Give me the cat horn. He found it so
Hell
good.
yeah.
He found it so quick.
All right. You want to talk about phonetics for a little bit?
Fuck yeah, bro. Let's do it.
Okay. So I got down a little rabbit hole with phonetics and phonetic, both phonetic palindromes,
Okay.
which are words or phrases that would sound the same forward and reversed.
Sure, it sounds lit.
And then the idea of, so each sound has, or each, letter combination has a sound assigned to it, right?
Idea being, if you say this letter combination in forward motion when played backwards, it makes a different sound.
So idea being the, for example, to back up a second, phonetic palindrome would be say yes. As in, if you were to reverse it phonetically,
It would sound like say yes.
So you can take individual syllables, reverse them phonetically, and if you say them in the reverse order,
They come back the same.
yeah. You're not a Twin Peaks person, right? As in, you have not watched Twin Peaks?
No, I watched everything through the weird Red Room episode, and I got fucking.
Oh, well, that's the exact time you needed.
Yeah, this fucking. I have told this story on. Oh Jesus, here we go. I've told this. I think I've told this story on the show before. The reason that I stopped watching Twin Peaks was because I binged Twin Peaks for a while, and I had passed out one night, and I woke up in the middle of the night to
That's
this.
not the way to do it.
I woke up to this episode happening and had to like go outside and smoke multiple cigarettes and like fucking get my shit together because it fucking fucked me up so bad. I'm not exaggerating you, bro. I woke up to this fucking weird motherfucker saying this weird
Hey,
fucking
he's not
backwards.
that weird. He just talks backwards.
He's not that weird. He's the
Look at him.
creepiest.
He's handsome.
This handsome
That's
asshole.
a handsome man in a suit.
This handsome asshole
So
is
weird
wearing
about
a
him.
fucking red devil suit in a weird
He's wearing
fucking
a red suit.
in a fucking weird red devil room, and he sounds like the weird fucking devil.
He's just talking backwards.
It's horrifying, and it fucked me all the way up, and I earned my being fucked up.
So
about
if you
it.
don't know what scene we're talking about, the
This is
audio,
gonna suck to go back through.
the audio
Let's
is
do
all
it.
you really need.
I've got good news.
I've got good news.
That the mule is going to
Something is dying
come
too.
back in style.
That gum you like is going to come back in style.
That's not what he's saying. But
Look.
okay. Yeah, I understand.
There's subtitles.
I understand you have subtitles that are telling you what you wanted to tell you, but I don't hear that when he says it.
Listen again. That gum you like is going to come back in style. There's a long pause that he doesn't have a good cadence going.
That the mule is going to
Gum you like is going to.
come back in style.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess I hear it. Yeah.
So the way that they did that in the show is he said the lines phonetically reversed. And
Sure.
then they reversed the audio.
Sure.
So it sounds reversed because it is, but it also sounds like the actual words that he's reading.
Right.
So I got to thinking, would there be a way are there certain combinations of syllables phonetically that could have one meaning forwards and another meaning reversed? And could you actually do that intentionally
Or could
and
you?
work it into a song in a way that wouldn't be like super obvious or horrible?
Or the totally, and or the flip side of that coin, which is the thing I thought about a lot while I was like watching and reading some of this stuff, is are there versions of that occur naturally in the English language that sound like specific words
There would
when
have to be,
flipped
right?
with a higher degree of probability? As in, we keep being like, all these motherfuckers keep talking about Satan. And is it like, is the combination of and the when played in reverse? Or that's a stupid example, but you know what I'm saying? Like, are there said the or whatever? And I know those aren't correct. What I'm trying to say is
I'm
like,
trying to think of what it would be.
but like, are there significant portions of the English language that are just more common that when played in reverse sound like specific words, and because of that we identify reverse speech as
Natas. And that's maybe, or like something along those
and
lines.
that's totally. And it's weird too because like the directional nature of language isn't represented in the reversals of it, so like it's almost like you want to read the letters backwards, but the letters backwards don't do it either. You know what I mean? I started thinking about what you meant by the directional nature of language, and then I got caught there. Yeah. Sorry, that was unclear. It's like sometimes we think that if you just read the letters backwards, the sounds are the same, but it's not,
right.
because language is directional in the way that like things carry into other things, and there are like swings in language that when interpreted in reverse create different sounds.
Yes. This article I've been referencing that I don't know who to give credit to, they have this table of that word you were trying to say earlier.
I think it's phonemes.
Well, it's PHO.
Phonemes.
Phonemes? I guess, yeah.
That's the one I meant to mean.
So they're a way, they define it as a way of describing units of sound in spoken word.
Sure.
So you can assign like a sound to a letter or letter combinations.
Sure.
They then have this reversed as well in this article. So there's a table that essentially correlates a letter or a letter combination to a sound in reverse. So then if you just stitch those together, you could actually speak phonetically reversed.
Right.
But then you also have to run like the sentence backwards too if you're going to keep the meaning intact.
Right.
And then I found fucking Backwards Dave. My guy, Backwards Dave.
Did you find Cameron Bissett too?
No, but I found Backwards Dave.
That's tight.
I love Backwards Dave, and he's Australian.
We have found
And Backwards Dave
very
makes me
own
happy.
reverse talker here in Australia, Dave Klemfner. Good morning, to you.
Thanks for having me, guys.
Forget the Americans, homegrown heroes. Okay, so we're going to put
Yeah,
you to the
fuck
test.
us, I guess.
Wait. Pause. Did she say forget the Americans?
Yeah, I don't know what that's in
Is she
reference to.
implying that most of their heroes are American?
I don't. I guess you just hate
Sorry,
us.
run
It's
it back
fine.
one more time?
We had it coming.
10 up.
So he's on some morning show, and they're giving him words and then eventually phrases to say in reverse.
Yep.
He's saying them into his phone, and he's got an app on his phone that reverses the whatever audio it records.
Oh, there you go. So he's putting it through an app here that does it backwards. So he says it backwards, it turns it around. That's
To
probably a
prove that
bit
you
slow.
got it correct.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, well done. Encyclopedia. Right, just
Don't
give
worry
it to
about
us.
it.
I deeper kiosne.
So that is the phonetic reversal of encyclopedia, and he plays it backwards.
Oh, there you go.
It sounds like the guy from the lodge.
Sure does.
Don't put it in there, just read it.
Initiates nanorp.
Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious.
It's already recorded that one?
Yeah, okay.
Sexual aldehyde katsilijdaphylacripus.
Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious.
Yo, it's pretty on point.
Yeah, and he can do it like pretty quickly too.
pretty quickly. It's almost like without thinking.
Also, this guy has been running a YouTube channel pretty consistently since 2008.
What's he got for followers?
60.
Not great, but keep it up, bud.
He uploaded something 2 months ago called Mountain Unicycling.
Is it backwards mountain unicycling?
It's 5 seconds long. Do you want to find out?
Sure.
Okay. Nope.
What?
It's just Dave on a unicycle.
What qualified this guy to be this guy?
I don't know. He called himself Backwards Dave.
And just started being backwards?
Yep.
And that was enough?
Good day, I'm Backwards Dave. Yeah, dude.
Run it back one more time, because that didn't sound like a damn backwards Dave. I feel like I got to think too hard about these things. Yeah, you hear it. You got to think about it when you hear it, though.
Sorry, we're making you think today.
Well, no, I'm just saying, like, we are usually mostly absorbing language in a way that doesn't require...
Thanks for joining my group. He's also doing lots of cool reversed shots. At the end, he undrinks a glass of water.
So
and
he barfs water into a glass?
There are 7 comments on this video, and one of them is in all caps from 8 years ago. God damn it, you counter drink a water. In all caps.
Oh my God. You counter drink a water.
God damn it.
That sounds like some fucking Google Translate shit. God damn it, you counter drink a water. The robot says.
This guy figured out reverse phonetic typing.
Holy fuck, bro. God damn it, you counter drink a water. Fucking fuck you, backwards Dave.
What?
Man.
Got anything else you want to talk about? This is a weird one.
It is a weird one, but it's a fun one. I might save I asked you if you had encountered Cameron Bissett. Cameron is not dissimilar from Backwards Dave, but maybe I'll save it for the Patreon this week. He's just got some interesting iterations of a similar technique as Backwards Dave, but he's a 10-year-old and Scottish and can do very similar things.
Can he unicycle through the mountains?
He can't, but his dad actually opens up sections of The Hobbit and pulls phrases from random pages and asks his son to regurgitate them in reverse, and he does.
He scream them over blues guitar riffs and they end up being about Satan?
Less of that, more of just exact recreations. But I am fascinated by the concept of what is that like learning another language where you can hear it in one way and spit it back in another? Is it? I don't know. Is it a dialect? Is it? I don't know.
It would be more memorization, right?
Well, sure, I guess to an extent, but like you can't memorize you could memorize supercalifragilistic.
No, you're memorizing the individual syllables and then you're combining them quickly. The hard part would be combining them quickly.
Combining them quickly in reverse is.
Well, it's not in reverse once you.
Well, but it is, though, because you have to figure out supercalifragilistic. Oh, you're saying you hear supercalifragilisticexpialidocious and you're saying, well, no, but it'd still be in reverse because you still have to think about it.
But you're not worried about the meaning, I guess. So like whether it's forwards or reversed shouldn't really make it any more difficult. You're just starting with the most recent thing you heard, which, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I guess that's probably true. But it is like we do think of language so linearly that it makes it seem like that would be harder.
I guess I'm saying you probably are like separating it from language in a way, you know, because you're not like you're not worried about the meaning or the context.
Right.
It's just phonetics.
Yeah.
I don't know. I can't do it.
I for sure can't do it.
Ask Dave.
I for sure can't do it. I do. I find it so interesting that something so like it feels very. This sounds. I don't mean to be disrespectful, but like it sounds so party tricky. It feels so party tricky, and yet made its way to the point of like legislation and multiple like American states. I mean, a lot of shitty, goofy, ridiculous
A
things
lot
have.
of dumb things have been
Yeah, that's fair.
attempted to be legislated.
But you know what I mean, though? Like, it got to that level of notoriety where it was like, no, this shit's literally changing how people fucking think and feel, man. We gotta fucking
We're all going to hell.
We gotta fucking get the devil out of our brains in reverse, man. Like,
What are you talking about, freaky woman?
yeah, like it just like the shit got so crazy so quickly over such a short period of time, and yeah, I don't know. I have no belief that there is a true ability for reverse language to be able to subliminally affect people.
No, there's
I
not.
need to do more research around subliminal in general. I think subliminals are a thing that can for sure impact people. It has to be a thing that can impact people.
I'd be curious to see good evidence of that. I haven't really gone looking for it, but I have not ever seen that.
Yeah. There's a couple like subliminal thought exercises and video exercises I've seen before where it's like, did you notice this in the video and you didn't, but it made you think a certain way? I can't think of any specifically right now, so we should maybe do another episode about it. But it's just wild that people can be like, the devil's coming for that ass.
Well, he might be. You can have mine.
Well, the devil can have my ass. Brought to you.
Put it on the list.
The devil can have my ass. That or it's your autobiography. I think this by Spencer Worth
That's
Davis.
Spencer Worth Davis
The devil
story.
That's Spencer Worth Davis.
Hey, if you're in the Twin Cities on Friday, come to First Ave. Lydia and I are playing tunes. Our buddy Dwinell is going to be there.
My ass is going to be there.
Ryan's ass is going to be there. The devil may be after him.
I hope not. I hope it's just us and our buds. I don't need him in my life on that night.
Buds and Butts, First Avenue on Friday. Come hang out.
We'll talk shit. It'll be fun. Thanks for supporting the show. We appreciate you guys listening. If you want to leave a voicemail, it's 612-246-4614, or it's hi@whatifpodcast.com, shop.whatifpodcast.com. If you want to buy a hoodie or a t-shirt or a poster or whatever, shout out on the show. And leave us reviews. We love them. And we'll do a live stream one soon. Appreciate you all. We'll see you next week. Love you. Bye.
Said you had a problem with women too driven. Their visions are too bright. You hate it when they're out of your sight. I start to speak like someone else.